Hi all, welcome back. It's Fleur from Fleursbydesign. Today I'm going to do some Mother's Day inspired crafts, and I'm going to make three really quick and easy Mother's Day crafts that pretty much anybody can make for their mom, including kids. So get your craft supplies out and join me for three quick Mother's Day crafts today. The first craft I'm going to make today is a really quick and easy keychain, and I make these all the times for friends and family. I'm going to use the Epiphany Crafts. This is their Shape Studio Tool Heart, and basically it's like a punch, but it also comes with matching epoxy tops, and from there you can cut out your shape with the punch, add the epoxy top, and then you're left with a cute embellishment. But even further from that, they sell these really cute charms that go with them. So there's hearts, there's circles, ovals, and with the charms you can turn them into necklaces, bracelets, but I love turning these into keychains. So I'm just going to grab a picture of my mom and I'm going to show you how I'm going to turn it into a keychain for her. I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see I've printed out a photo of my mom and I in 3 different sizes because I wasn't sure exactly what size. Normally the punches are about 1 inch, but because it's heart-shaped, I thought maybe I'd have to do it a little bit smaller because it goes down smaller at the end. So this is 1 inch square here, and this smaller one is actually 0.9 of an inch. So I'm going to see which one of those will fit better. So basically you're just going to take your picture and you're going to feed it into the punch just like you would if you were trying to punch a piece of pattern paper. So you can see that one's going in there. Yep, I think that one's actually going to be perfect. So this is the 0.9 inch. So you just want to make it so there's no white showing and it's just the photo. So like that. And then what you do is you take your epoxy top. So here I am using the matching heart epoxy, and you just want to hold this steady. So just put your finger on the paper so it doesn't like slip and slide when you're putting, you know what, I'm going to try the bigger one just to see if it works any better without showing any of the white. And we're still, yeah, that one actually still works too. Okay, so I'm going to go down as far as I can without showing any white, like that. And I'm going to hold it in place there. I'm going to pop my epoxy just right on top. Okay, and then all you're going to do is punch down just like you would a regular punch. And what it does is it punches through the paper, but then it also sets the epoxy on the top, and then you just pop it out. And there you have it. So there's my little heart, and what I'm going to do is just glue it onto the heart charm that I have also from Epiphany Crafts. And I like to use glue dots and double-sided sticky tape when I do this, just so that it's really secured on. And you could even use a metal glue with this if you wanted to make sure that it's not going to come off. But I've made these with, like I said, the Sukwang double-sided tape that I use for everything, and a couple of glue dots, and it almost never has popped off. Maybe once, I think, so I had something pop off. So again, like I said, a couple of glue dots, which I'll just go grab, and then I'll show you how I'm going to finish this off in just 1 second. Okay, so I've added the photo onto the charm, and just give it a really good squeeze so that it's nice and tightly on there. Again, I use glue dots and I use the double-sided stick tape. And then you can just find some key rings. These are from the dollar store. This is just from an old keychain that I had lying around that I don't use anymore. And I also had this old charm that I had made a while ago that the love word is from an old crepe paper collection. So I'm going to see if I can add that. And I'm also going to add one of the Maggie Holmes tassels from a collection from a while ago because it matches kind of the colors in the photo. So all you do, the charms that Epiphany Crafts make come with a little loop at the top. So those you can just feed right onto your key ring and slide them on just like you would a key. And for now I'm not going to put that. I'll see if I have room. Of course the tassel can just get attached on because it's got a jump ring already on it. Just make sure that your jump ring is nice and tight so it doesn't fall off. And then I'm going to attach all of that onto this nice little clasp that I have. So again, you're just going to attach it like you would normally. slide it through the ring. And I'm just hoping I'm not damaging my nail polish as I'm doing this. So there we have it. So I thought I would also add some ribbon, but I don't think this ribbon quite matches. So I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. And like I said, I could possibly add this cute little, yeah, I think I will add the little love on there as well. So again, I'm just going to, I want it on the other side of the heart, so I will thread it through. And hopefully it will pop over onto the other side. So there we have it. We have and of course, oh, there we go. So we have the love, we have the little heart with my mom and I in there, and the tassel, and that's going to be a keychain that I'm giving her for Mother's Day. So really quick and easy. If you don't have something like the Epiphany Crafts tool, you can just use a punch and then use glossy accents on the top and just find a charm that fits, or any kind of metal charm. Just make the picture fit inside and just add the glossy accents on top. It'll dry clear and make it look like the epoxy tops. So there you go, there's craft number 1 done, and on to number 2. Be right back. So this is craft number 2, and I got this idea from a video that I watched by Amy Tangerine. She's doing a new thing in May called Make It in May, Make It May, something like that. I think it's Make It in May. And basically, we're all just going to try, and I'm joining in too because I love Amy Tangerine and her work, just making stuff in May. And her first thing that she made was a kit from Paige Evans, who is one of my favorite scrapbookers, and she always does cut files with a lot of different colored pattern papers underneath, and the cut file was similar to this one. I found this one on Silhouette, and it's similar to what Paige Evans used, but it was a big layout that they did, or that she did, and so I just found this cut file on Silhouette, and I thought it would make a perfect Mother's Day card. So what I decided to do, instead of trying to perfectly cut all these little squares and triangles and for a card, because it's a lot smaller version, I just decided that, and I thought I'd try it first before I decided on it, I cut out a piece of white paper that's got kind of a similar shape to the heart, so I know how much I need to fill out, and all I did to get that kind of really lots of pattern paper effect in the background is I just tore up little pieces of paper. So I'm using the crepe paper collection, I think it's called Poolside, and I've just been tearing them into little pieces. These are all double-sided, so you have, you know, pink and yellow and polka dots, and there's a black stripe in there with some wood grain. Just beautiful colors. That's one of my favorite collections for the colors. So I'm just going to continue on what I'm doing here, and all I've done is just put a little dab of glue on the pattern paper, and I'm just continuing to layer it on. So here I'll add a piece of the yellow, and I'm just going to continue doing that in the shape of this heart, and then I will glue down my die cut and then just trim around it, and we'll end up with a really cool pattern paper heart. And I'll show you how I'm going to finish that off and do the card when I come back. So here's the final result. I think it turned out really cute, and it's just like a little pattern paper heart, and I've just cut around the outside of the heart die cut, and I'm just going to put it onto a white card. I also found this old, I think this is from the Crepe Paper Valentine's collection, just a black and white heart. And I'm going to add these really cool thickers. These are from Dear Lizzie, and the kind of perfect like tealy color. And I'm just going to spell out M-O-M. So it's a nice, so I'm going to probably put that down with foam tape onto the card. So let's do that first. I'll just grab my foam tape, and then once we have that on the card, so I'm just going to go ahead and add some foam tape to this. This is old foam tape that I had lying around, so I'm just going to use it up. It's colored foam tape. I'm not a big fan of it, but for this project it'll work. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of put that in the middle of the card. And then I think what I'll do is on the heart die cut, I'm going to double up the foam tape so it pops up even more. So the way to do that, if you want it to pop up even more, is you just add another layer of the foam tape on top of the first layer, and then we're going to add that here, and then I'm going to add M-O-M Oh, and you know what? I think I'm going to put it all on the paper, so because it's popped up, it's kind of not sticking very well there. So there we go. So I could put love you, Mom, but I think I'm going to leave it just like that. I love how it turned out. And really easy craft to do with your kids because it's just tearing up paper and then making a collage and then just putting a die cut on top of it, or you could even just cut out the heart as a collage and give that to your mother. And super easy card. So that's craft number 2 done, and on to number 3. So for craft number 3, the last craft today, I'm going to be making some fun paper cactuses. And I saw these cactuses. I saw these on Pinterest, I think it was, in a little terracotta potter plant, and I thought, oh, I would love to do that with a mason jar. So I'm actually going to paint the mason jar just with acrylic paint, and then I'm going to add, these are some 3D cactus that I found, cacti, I'm not sure which one it is, that I found on Silhouette, and they're super easy to put together. They come pre-cut with a line on the top there and another line there, and you basically just insert both the lines together like that. And then it even comes with this little stand, so once you have it popped up 3D like that, if it'll stay, this little stand will actually make it stay that way because it's got a little cross in there. So you put the little cactus in there, if you can see that, and it will make it stay in that 3D shape. So I'm just going to add that little cactus to my painted pot. I'll be back to show you how I do the pot in just one. So to paint the mason jars, because I'm using just an acrylic based paint, nothing that's going to stick to the glass very well, I'm painting the inside of the jar, and because this is just going to be holding a paper craft, it doesn't really matter. So all you do is just squirt your paint into the jar, and you want to have a pretty good thick coat so that when the paint dries, and just make sure when you're brushing that you're trying to get your even brush strokes, because you'll see the brush strokes as well. And usually if I see kind of any blank spaces like that, I'll just dab some paint there until it kind of goes away. So you just want to do that all the way around till it's completely covered, and then you're going to let that dry overnight. And I'll be back to show you how I finish off my potting plant tomorrow. So here we are back. The mason jar is dry, and I've added just some old twine that I had in my stash from the twinery, I think they were called, and I've just double-sided sticky tape on the top of where the screw part is, and just covered that with the twine. And then to make the cactus, as I was showing you, you just slip in the 2 pieces, and here it is attached with the bottom little piece there, so you can see that holds the kind of 3D shape once you slip it into the disc. So to make it so that it will sit on top of my mason jar, what I did is I cut out a white piece of cardstock the size of the mason jar lit top. So I just traced around the mason jar top and then cut that out and painted it the same color as the mason jar. And then I took the center part of the cactus and I cut out the middle of this paper and stuck it in there and then taped it on, and that way it will sit like that, so kind of on top of my little mason jar there. And these are so cute. I think I might end up keeping this one for my office. I really love it. But these are really fun. Again, this is something that your kids could make for grandma, or if you have a friend, you could get their kids to, I have 2 boys, so I'm always boring my friends' daughters to come over and craft with me. So you could always invite someone over to come and do some crafting and make these cute little 3D cactus. So that's what it'll look like once it's all done, sitting in the jar, and I'll take a picture of it and show you what it looks like at the end. But super cute. And the other cactus that they have that's a 3D one is this one, which is, I think it's called the prickly pear cactus, and you could totally maybe change the 3 little prickly pears that come with it to a different color, but I thought that one was cute as well. I might just make a couple of these for my office, but they have, this is the traditional kind of cactus with the arms, which is super cute. And I just used double-sided scrapbook paper. I tried to find something green that would work, and there we go. There's my 3 crafts. I hope you enjoyed those quick Mother's Day crafts. Quick, easy, even your kids can do them, and super fun. So thanks again for joining me. We'll see you next week. Bye. So here we are back. The mason jar is dry, and I've added just some old twine that I had in my stash from the twinery, I think they were called, and I've just double-sided sticky tape on the top of where the screw part is, and just covered that with the twine. And then to make the cactus, as I was showing you, you just slip in the two pieces, and here it is attached with the bottom little piece there, so you can see that holds the kind of 3D shape once you slip it into the disc. So to make it so that it will sit on top of my mason jar, what I did is I cut out a white piece of cardstock the size of the mason jar lit top. So I just traced around the mason jar top and then cut that out and painted it the same color as the mason jar. And then I took the center part of the cactus and I cut out the middle of this paper and stuck it in there and then taped it on, and that way it will sit like that, so kind of on top of my little mason jar there. And these are so cute. I think I might end up keeping this one for my office. I really love it. But these are really fun. Again, this is something that your kids could make for grandma, or if you have a friend, you could get their kids to. I have two boys, so I'm always boring my friends' daughters to come over and craft with me. So you could always invite someone over to come and do some crafting and make these cute little 3D cactus. So that's what it'll look like once it's all done, sitting in the jar, and I'll take a picture of it and show you what it looks like at the end. But super cute. And the other cactus that they have that's a 3D one is this one, which is, I think it's called the prickly pear cactus. And you could totally maybe change the 3 little prickly pears that come with it to a different color. But I thought that one was cute as well. I might just make a couple of these for my office. But they have, this is the traditional kind of cactus with the arms, which is super cute. And I just used double-sided scrapbook paper. I tried to find something green that would work, and there we go. There's my 3 crafts. I hope you enjoyed those quick Mother's Day crafts. Quick, easy, even your kids can do them, and super fun. So thanks again for joining me. We'll see you next week. Bye.